Complete enhanced list of essential skills for judicial excellence. Paragraph form. The following constitutes a comprehensive statement of competencies requisite for judicial excellence. In sum, the framework enumerates 65 discrete skills. Of these, 20 are designated critical, as they are foundational to the exercise of the judicial power. 39 are designated high, as they distinguish excellence beyond baseline competence, and 6 are designated helpful, as they materially support performance, though not strictly indispensable. The skills are interdependent. Failure in one domain may impair effective adjudication across others. With respect to legal knowledge and intellectual abilities, 7 skills, a judge shall demonstrate, at a minimum, rigorous legal reasoning and analysis, the faithful application of controlling statutes, rules, and precedent to adjudicative facts, and the articulation of sound, logically defensible conclusions. The judge shall maintain a deep and current mastery of substantive law, including constitutional and statutory doctrine, and exhibit procedural and evidentiary competence sufficient to safeguard due process and efficient hearings. Critical thinking is required to disaggregate complex controversies and select the most defensible course among competing alternatives. To remain current, the judge must possess advanced legal research skills, competently analyze case law and apply precedent in a principled manner, and execute statutory and constitutional interpretation with appropriate attention to text, structure, history, and governing canons, including the reconciliation of doctrinal conflicts where they arise. As to character and ethical foundation, 3 skills, the judge shall uphold unimpeachable ethics and integrity, avoiding both actual conflicts and the appearance of impropriety, and shall decide all matters solely on the law and the facts, affording equal justice to all parties. Judicial temperament, manifested by patience, courtesy, courage, and firmness under pressure, must be consistently modeled to preserve the dignity of the court and public confidence in the administration of justice. In the domain of communication excellence, 3 skills, the judge shall produce clear, well-reasoned written orders and opinions that set forth coherent findings of fact and conclusions of law. Oral communication must render processes and rulings understandable to all participants without sacrificing legal precision, and active listening must be practiced to ensure the court fully apprehends the positions and evidence advanced by counsel and self-represented litigants alike. With regard to courtroom management, 3 skills, the judge shall exercise firm case management and docket control, establishing and enforcing schedules that move matters to timely resolution while protecting substantive and procedural rights. Courtroom authority and decorum must be maintained through proportionate interventions that respect all participants. And conflict resolution skills must be employed to de-escalate combative dynamics and return proceedings to the merits. Daily courtroom operations, 7 skills, require that the judge competently conducts voir dire and manages the jury throughout trial, administers all phases of trials and hearings with methodological rigor, and conducts sentencing proceedings that conscientiously weigh all relevant factors mandated by law. In criminal matters, the judge shall safeguard constitutional rights at every stage. The court must also efficiently preside over motion hearings and pretrial conferences, supervise civil discovery with an emphasis on proportionality and cost-effectiveness, and facilitate settlement where appropriate while maintaining strict neutrality and avoiding coercion. Concerning emotion management, 5 skills, the judge shall cultivate self-knowledge and self-control so as to recognize and mitigate personal biases and triggers, employ real-time emotional regulation strategies to preserve impartial adjudication, and maintain sustainable practices that support physical and psychological readiness. The judge must also manage crises in the courtroom without loss of authority and handle particularly difficult or emotionally charged cases while maintaining objectivity and composure. Chambers and administrative work, 3 skills, obliges the judge to produce opinions grounded in comprehensive research and careful analysis, to supervise law clerks effectively, promoting their professional development consistent with court needs, and to administer chambers workflow with appropriate prioritization and coordination among staff to ensure timely and accurate work product. In the realm of continuous learning, 4 skills, the judge shall pursue ongoing professional development to anticipate and meet emerging demands of judicial work, maintain technological competence sufficient to conduct proceedings securely and efficiently, and participate in specialized training programs where needed. An awareness of community resources and litigant contexts, while helpful rather than essential, enhances access to justice and the court's responsiveness to local conditions. Judicial decision-making, 3 skills, requires the timely issuance of well-considered decisions that reduce backlog and avoid undue delay. The judge must have the strength of conviction to adhere to well-reasoned judgments, notwithstanding their potential unpopularity, and must employ a deliberative approach that affords each matter the analysis it deserves while preserving overall efficiency. Leadership qualities, 3 skills, encompass the obligation to build respect and understanding through fair, transparent decision-making, to facilitate appropriate resolutions by engaging parties constructively within ethical bounds, and as a helpful complement, to engage actively in court initiatives, and to solicit and integrate feedback in furtherance of institutional effectiveness. Experience requirements, 2 skills, reflect that a judge should bring substantial legal practice experience to inform sound judicial judgment and courtroom administration and should possess fluency with rules of evidence and the conduct of live litigation, thereby grounding rulings in practical understanding of trial dynamics. Court administration and leadership, 4 skills, further require effective personnel management across court staff, coordinated calendar and docket management that optimizes scarce time and resources, and as helpful adjuncts, participation in budget and resource planning and constructive interagency coordination with probation, social services, and related entities to achieve lawful and efficient outcomes. Technology and modern operations, 3 skills, mandate mastery of electronic case management systems, competent administration of remote proceedings in a manner consistent with due process and open court principles, and the proper handling of digital evidence and records, including authentication, chain of custody, and electronic discovery management. Community and professional relations, 3 skills, contemplate productive relations with the bar consistent with judicial independence, prudent media relations that balance transparency with legal and ethical constraints, and public education and outreach that enhance understanding of the judicial role without compromising impartiality or pending matters. Quality assurance and performance, 4 skills, require professional accountability through high ethical standards and transparency, regular self-assessment with concrete improvement plans, ongoing performance monitoring and feedback solicitation, and the prompt recognition and correction of error, including the careful study of appellate guidance to refine future practice. Finally, the assessment and development framework, 4 skills, and modern judicial competencies, 4 skills, jointly provide the architecture for continuous improvement. The judge should employ structured competency rubrics and a comprehensive assessment toolkit, implement phased development plans, for example, 30, 60, 90-day milestones, and proactively prevent common performance pitfalls. Modern competencies additionally include cultural competence and diversity literacy to ensure equal access, trauma-informed judging to avoid re-traumatization, and to tailor process appropriately. The administration of problem-solving and therapeutic courts consistent with enabling statutes and due process. An ethically sound use of alternative dispute resolution, including mediation and arbitration, while preserving neutrality and voluntariness. In key insight, the 20 critical skills constitute the minimum threshold for lawful and competent judicial function. The 39 high-importance skills delineate the contours of true judicial excellence across communication, leadership, emotional intelligence, and modern practice. And the 6 helpful skills, while not strictly indispensable, enhance the court's quality, efficiency, and public legitimacy. Given the interdependent nature of these competencies, comprehensive development across the full set is essential to sustain judicial excellence and to preserve public trust in the courts.